Oh, fancy seeing you guys here. Ah, Simon here. Ariege pipe smoker. What do you think of the new home? Suits the pipe. It's the most hobbity looking pipe I've got, so it's an unstamped freehand thing, but now I have made a video here before, but it was probably about a year ago. But I did it on my tablet, so I thought I'd bring this camera with me. And what I'm smoking, this time it's for real, is the Bentley Oriental Amber. That's the one. I must admit it is kind of growing on me a little bit. But I think that's often the case of tobacco, that once you've smoked it a bit, you kind of get acclimatised. I think this is probably more relevant for possibly cigarette smokers. I remember when I used to smoke cigarettes, that if you sort of change brands, it just doesn't taste right. But after a few days, you just stop noticing the difference. Well, I guess that's the difference between pipe smokers and cigarette smokers. I mean, cigarette smokers and roll-up smokers tend to be quite brand loyal, whereas obviously pipe smokers is almost the exact opposite. Yeah, it's got a very faint orange topping, and it's apparent when you light it, but it doesn't dominate the tobacco. The last few bowls of it, about halfway down, it's become a bit more characterful actually. I haven't got the tobacco to show you. It's in the van actually. But yeah, I mean, this just looks like just looks like tobacco. There's nothing special. Yeah, I must admit, a couple of these aromatics I've got recently. And obviously today it's not, but it's been like really hot. And I have noticed I've been reaching for the aromatics a little bit more actually. I mean, I know there's a bit of I wouldn't say snobbery, but you know, there's kind of like two camps, isn't there, of that school of thought, possibly three. I'm in the third camp. You know, I don't say I never smoke aromatics or I only smoke aromatics. I give anything a go. Keep an open mind. You never know. But yeah, this is one to go gentle on. It doesn't bite or anything, but if you chop away a bit too fast, you do lose the oranginess. I've actually managed to score quite a nice. Apparently, it's 3 kilograms. I don't know if that's with tins or whether that's the net weight or the content weight, of a friend in Germany who doesn't smoke a pipe, and he's come across this stuff. It's all sealed. There's various stuff. There's some Presbyterian mixture, some W.O. Larson stuff. Too much to mention. And yeah, I've managed to do a deal with him for it, so hopefully I'll be getting that next week. But I'm just waiting to get my money refunded. I got hacked. I had my bank account emptied by a bit strange. I haven't subscribed to Netflix for bloody, I don't know, probably getting on a year, and I had a PayPal email saying thank you for your Netflix subscription, or we've paid a Netflix subscription, then another one and another one, and so we went on. So, you know, straight away I went online, blocked my card, got onto Netflix and onto PayPal, and yeah, there's somebody had got into this old Netflix account and had started buying lots of Netflix subscriptions. So I imagined that they then and changed my email so I couldn't get into the account. So presumably there's somewhere on the internet you can buy really cheap Netflix subscriptions. Must be some money laundering thing, I'm not sure, but it's all been sorted out and I'm just waiting for the money to reappear in my bank account. Yeah, starting to get some of the Orientals through now. Yeah, I don't know if I'd buy it again, but I am enjoying this 100 grams. It's I said in the hotter months, it's hitting the spot. Anyway, let's go for a walk around, I reckon. Yeah, this whole area is littered with these stone structures with earthen roof, and apparently I used to work with a guy a couple of years back who's on the association that does the maintenance here, does the upkeep, keeps the grass short. Apparently it used to be quite overgrown, and it took quite a long time, quite a few man hours to get the undergrowth back. But apparently what they are on this whole area is, and it's quite extensive I guess, is in days of yore I guess, this is where they would bring the goats and the sheep, cows probably as well, to be milked. And these structures were kind of where the milk and cheese was kept to keep them cool. I mean, yeah, probably not really picking it up on this camera, but you know, the whole area is littered with them. And they're totally, I don't know if the camera will pick it up too well in here, it's quite dark. Probably not. But if it does, you can see that there's no wooden beams. It's entirely unsupported stone structure. Obviously this little barn in front of us is relatively new, I'd say. I think it's a refuge. There's a bed in there. You can spend the night in there if you wish. Maybe we can have a look if the angry dog doesn't bite me. So yeah, we have a bed, well, two beds, upstairs and downstairs. It's a bit drafty because there's no glass in the window, but if it was raining and you were backpacking or doing the mountain trails, it'd be welcome, I'd imagine. Bon appetit! Yeah, the plan is to, this is only about 20 minutes or so from where I live. The plan is to continue up the valley, up to the mountains, find somewhere to park for the night. Because tomorrow summer is meant to be to return. So I'd kind of quite like to wake up with a nice view. So that's kind of the plan. But I thought this is kind of quite noteworthy, quite interesting place to visit on the way. I mean, obviously a place like this, there's not that much information available. I mean, I don't suppose it was particularly documented, given that until relatively recently, you know, I guess, you know, sort of 50, 60 years, well, let's say pre-World War One. Most people here probably would have been semi-illiterate. I mean, it was a very closed farming community. Étable. I guess that's the stable. Yeah, you can see they've kind of dug the earth away. Nice natural shelter. A fire pit. Yeah, it'd be nice to spend the night up here, but I totally don't have any camping equipment. Well, I have my van, but I don't have sleeping bags or tents and that kind of stuff, so I guess I will not be camping. Oh, maybe there's a bit more light in this one. Yeah, hopefully you get a better idea. Right, I'm going to sign off. Because usual story, I need to save some battery. Well, I don't actually. I bought, what do you call it, a power bank, so I can recharge on the go. It's quite busy today. Normally when I come here there's not a single person, but it is the holiday season, so one must make allowances for the tourists. Okay guys, signing off. Thanks for your time and see you on the next video. Take care now.